Your mother never told you what really happened the day you were born. Be ready for what? From the moment you came into this world, something shifted in the air. The energy around that hospital room was unlike anything the doctors had ever felt before. It wasn't just another birth, it was a divine event that carried a secret your mother swore to protect forever. The lights flickered, and the air turned cold just for a few seconds before everything calmed again. No one understood why your heartbeat echoed louder than any other newborn's. There was a spiritual force present that day, one that marked you for something extraordinary, something no one dared to explain. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens placed a seal upon you before your first cry." That seal was not just a blessing, it was a prophecy, one that connected your soul to events that are now beginning to unfold. Every moment since your birth has been preparing you for this hour, though you didn't know it. Your mother looked into your eyes that day and saw something powerful, a light so pure it terrified her. She knew instantly that you would face both great pain and great purpose. That's why she never told you the truth. She feared the world wasn't ready for who you truly are. Type Amen to get blessing 333. When you were a child, she often stared at you while you slept, whispering under her breath words you could never remember. Those words weren't lullabies. They were ancient prayers of protection passed down through generations. She believed something was watching you, something that would reveal itself when the time was right. The night before she passed, she left a small letter hidden behind your childhood photo. Inside that letter was a single sentence that she could never speak out loud. That note wasn't a goodbye, it was a warning. A sign that the truth about your birth is about to rise from the silence. You've probably felt it lately, the strange dreams, the unexplained chills, the moments when your heart races without reason. Those are not coincidences. They are echoes from that day, resurfacing as the hour of revelation approaches. Archangel Michael says, someone from your bloodline made a deal that day, a vow that your life would carry both protection and responsibility. You were chosen to carry out what others could not. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Stay with me, because the story you're about to uncover will make your entire life make sense. There's a hidden person connected to your birth, someone your mother kept out of your sight for a reason. This person is still alive, still watching, and soon, they will reveal themselves to you. The reason your mother never told you is because your destiny is linked to theirs, and she feared that one truth would destroy everything you believed about your family. The connection between you two was sealed the moment you took your first breath. There was something that happened in the hospital records that night, a missing entry, a nurse who vanished after signing your birth chart. That page was removed, replaced with false data. It's why no one could ever trace who really cut the cord that tied you to this world. The one who did, was not just human. They were sent. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You've always felt like you were meant for something different, something beyond normal. That feeling wasn't wrong. Since the day you were born, invisible forces have been guiding and testing you, waiting for you to remember who you truly are. Archangel Michael says, the truth can't be hidden any longer. A shift is coming, not just in your life, but in the world around you. The very reason you were born will soon align with a purpose that changes everything. Before this month ends, you will receive a sign. It might be a name whispered in your dream, a familiar scent from your childhood, or an unexpected message that brings tears to your eyes. That will be your mother's way of confirming what you're hearing right now is real. She didn't keep the truth from you to hurt you. She did it to protect the prophecy written the moment your soul entered this world. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The clock was ticking that night, but not in the way it usually does. Every second felt stretched, heavy, charged with something unseen. The moment your mother went into labor, strange things began happening. The power went out, the sky outside turned a shade of deep violet, and every clock in the hospital stopped for exactly 1 minute. The doctors thought it was a technical glitch, but one nurse, an older woman with trembling hands, whispered something under her breath, "This child is not ordinary." She had seen many births, but never one where the lights dimmed at the sound of a baby's heartbeat. That sound, your heartbeat, carried a frequency that made glass vibrate and air freeze. Your mother's eyes widened when she saw your face. You didn't cry like other infants, you simply looked around, as if already knowing where you were. She said your eyes carried the calm of 1,000 lives, and yet the spark of something ancient. Archangel Michael says, that night, a message was sent from heaven itself. The vibration your soul created at birth marked you as someone who would one day awaken those lost in confusion. You were born as both a bridge and a storm, one who would tear down illusions and rebuild truth from silence. Type Amen to get blessing 777. But there was something else, something your mother tried to erase from memory. Hours after your birth, a man came to the hospital. He was dressed in white, though not a doctor, and no one remembers seeing his face clearly. He walked straight to your mother's room without signing in, and when the nurse followed him seconds later, the room was empty, both you and your mother were gone. They were found an hour later, safe but shaken, in the chapel at the far end of the building. Your mother never explained what happened in that missing hour. She only said, "He came to bless the child." But those who were there said the air around the chapel was glowing blue. From that day forward, your mother became guarded. She would look out the window for long hours at night, as if expecting someone. When you asked her what she was thinking about, she would smile softly and say, "The day you'll understand everything." That day, my child, is now. Something she hid from everyone, a golden locket with your birth date engraved inside, holds the key. Inside it, there is a faint inscription only visible under light. The words read, "Born between two worlds, chosen to awaken the sleeping." Type Amen to get blessing 888. Stay here, don't scroll. Because what you're about to hear next will change the way you see your entire past. After your mother's passing, a man who once worked at that hospital tried to contact you. He wasn't asking for money or recognition, he just wanted to tell you one thing. He said, "The same man who came the night you were born returned years later. He stood outside your school gates and left a letter with your name. That letter never reached you because your mother intercepted it. She burned it in silence. She knew that opening it too soon would break the divine timing written for your life. She couldn't risk it, because the moment you knew the truth, the countdown toward your purpose would begin. Archangel Michael says, destiny cannot be rushed, it must unfold through alignment. Every heartbreak, delay, and loss you've faced since then wasn't punishment, it was activation. Each pain shaped the vessel for your awakening. You are now entering the exact chapter your mother once feared. She wanted to be there when it happened. But heaven had other plans. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The day she took her last breath, she whispered something that no one else heard. Her final words were your name, followed by, "Tell them the truth is now safe." Those words were recorded faintly on the hospital's monitoring system. When replayed, they echoed with an unfamiliar male voice layered underneath hers, the same voice that was heard the day you were born. The reason your mother never told you is because that voice was not human. It was a celestial being declaring your arrival into purpose. That's why so many people who meet you feel something they can't explain, a warmth, a familiarity, a calm that shifts their energy instantly. You are carrying a divine imprint that the world subconsciously recognizes. Archangel Michael says, before the next full moon, the locket will glow faintly when you hold it under the night sky. When that happens, it means your mother's promise has been fulfilled. The truth she carried for years will finally open like a sealed book. And you, the one she protected with every heartbeat, will step into the reason you were born. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The night after that encounter, sleep refuses to come. The echo of the keeper's voice still vibrates through your chest like a quiet storm waiting to release its rain. Every sound, every flicker of light, feels connected now. The wind moves with purpose, the stars seem to pulse in rhythm with your heartbeat. You can't stop staring at the feather he left behind. It glows faintly, not from light, but from memory. It feels alive, like it carries the breath of something eternal. The longer you hold it, the more it hums, and you realize it's reacting to you, responding to the energy you've carried since the day you were born. Your mother once told a story about feathers being messages written in light. She said they appear only when the soul is ready to understand its original assignment. That night, sitting alone, you finally understand what she meant. The feather isn't just a sign, it's a key. Archangel Michael says, the keeper's feather holds your mother's final truth, a code written in divine language. It will guide you to the place where your true story began. That place still holds echoes of that night, the energy, the sound, the unspoken vow. It's waiting for your return. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The next day, something compels you to visit the old hospital. It's changed over the years, new paint, new staff, but the energy feels the same. The receptionist looks at you strangely when you ask about the records from your birth. She says most of the old files were destroyed in a flood decades ago. But one survived, a sealed envelope labeled with your mother's name. Your hands tremble as she slides it across the counter. The paper is aged and brittle, sealed with a mark resembling the same symbol inside your locket. As you open it, a faint scent of lavender fills the air, your mother's favorite. The letter inside isn't long, but each word feels like it's breathing. She writes, "If this finds you, the cycle is complete. Go to the chapel. The one where he first appeared. Stand where I once stood, and you'll know the rest." You fold the letter carefully, tears welling up, and make your way down the same hallway she once walked, the same steps that carried both fear and faith. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The chapel is quiet, bathed in soft morning light. The air feels still, sacred, untouched by time. As you step forward, the feather begins to glow again, brighter this time, as if the space itself recognizes your return. Every heartbeat feels like an echo through the walls. You kneel where your mother once did, holding the feather close to your chest. The light spills across the floor, revealing faint patterns, ancient markings etched beneath layers of paint and dust. They match the shape inside your locket, forming a circle around where you stand. Suddenly, the atmosphere changes. Not with fear, but with holiness. The light expands into the shape of a figure, not solid, not shadow, but essence. You can't see a face, only warmth and stillness. The same voice that spoke through the keeper now speaks again, calm and resonant. The promise has matured. The veil is open. Archangel Michael says, your mother's soul was part of the agreement. She volunteered her love as the vessel for your arrival, and in doing so, she carried the burden of silence so you could carry the blessing of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The being steps closer, and in that moment, you realize something: the keeper wasn't a stranger to your mother. He was the one she met years before you were born, in a moment of divine visitation that changed her life forever. He had told her that her child would be born under the sign of convergence, a moment when heaven and earth aligned for renewal. Your mother's faith allowed that convergence to happen through her. You weren't just born into this world, you were delivered as part of a celestial covenant. The keeper's appearance at your birth wasn't random. He was fulfilling the vow made long before you took your first breath. The being now places its hand over your heart. You feel warmth, light, and weight all at once, not heavy, but anchoring. It whispers, the time has come for you to awaken what was planted that day. You feel a surge, not power, but peace, pure and clear, rising through your entire being. Archangel Michael says, you were never forgotten. Every sign, every dream, every whisper from the unseen has been guiding you toward this very hour. You are not ordinary, you are ordained. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Then the being fades, but not before leaving behind a final message burned softly into the wall. The light she carried now walks. You stand there, tears streaming, realizing your mother's life was not about hiding truth, it was about timing divine revelation. Everything she endured, every silence, every look of sorrow, was preparing you to become what she once dreamed you would be. You look down at your hands, and for a brief moment, they shimmer, not glowing, but radiating peace. You feel her presence beside you, her whisper saying, now you know why I never told you. You had to find it yourself. The air feels alive again, filled with quiet strength. You leave the chapel, not as someone searching for answers, but as someone carrying them. The keeper's feather turns weightless in your palm before dissolving into golden dust that lingers in the light. The truth has finally completed its circle. The day you were born was never just your beginning, it was heaven's promise taking form. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The following night feels different. The silence doesn't feel empty anymore, it feels full. As if the air itself has been waiting for you to understand what your life truly meant. Every sound around you, every flicker of light, every heartbeat, seems to whisper one truth: it's time. You sit in your room, holding the locket that once held your mother's secret. It's warm now, pulsing faintly like a living heart. As you touch it, you feel her presence again, not as memory, but as energy. She's near, closer than she's ever been since the day she left this world. The air changes. You feel a gentle breeze though no window is open. The scent of lavender fills the room again, and you know she's here. Not in body, but in spirit, the same spirit that carried her through every silence, every sacrifice, every hidden truth. Archangel Michael says, "Your mother's spirit has waited for this moment, the moment her child would finally remember." She kept her silence not out of fear, but out of divine timing. The truth she protected was never lost, it was merely waiting for your soul to mature into its light. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Then it happens. The locket opens once more on its own, and this time, instead of light, a voice emerges. It's soft, trembling, full of love and strength. It's her voice. She says your name the same way she did when you were small. Then, she whispers, "My beloved, your purpose has awakened." You freeze, unable to breathe for a moment. Her voice continues, "The Keeper was not just your guardian. He was the one who marked your path before I even carried you. You were chosen long before you took your first breath. The night you were born, heaven rewrote the course of generations through you." The air grows warmer, almost glowing. You see faint outlines of her, not clear, but recognizable through the shimmer of light. She's smiling. She looks younger, brighter, untouched by pain or time. You feel her hand on your shoulder, not physical, but real enough to make your heart tremble. She says, "The feather was your sign. But now comes your task. You are to carry forward what I began. You are the bridge between what is seen and what is meant to be. The light you carry will call others home." Type Amen to get blessing 444. Tears roll down your cheeks as her presence becomes stronger. You hear music faintly, not from the world around you, but from within. It's the same hum that echoed through the hospital the day you were born, the vibration that stopped the clocks and silenced the world. You ask nothing. You simply listen as her voice wraps around you like warmth in the cold. "The reason I never told you," she says, "is because knowing too soon would have frightened you. But now, you have walked through enough fire to understand. You are not fragile anymore, you are ready." Archangel Michael says, "She was chosen to raise a being of light under the veil of the ordinary. That was her mission, to guard your beginning until the world was ready for your arrival in truth. And now, that truth is free." You look at the locket again. The light inside shifts, revealing symbols you've never seen, glowing softly like constellations. They move, forming a shape, a path leading east, the same direction your mother once wrote about. The message is clear, the journey isn't over. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You step outside under the stars. The world feels silent, sacred, like the heavens are watching your every step. The moment your feet touch the earth, the same energy returns, the one that filled that hospital room the day you were born. The ground vibrates softly, like it remembers you. In the distance, you see the horizon flicker faintly with golden light, though it's still night. It's not the sun, it's something else, something ethereal. The Keeper's presence returns for a brief moment, and this time, he doesn't speak with words. He simply bows his head, a gesture of completion, of acknowledgement. Archangel Michael says, when light and lineage meet, a new destiny unfolds. What your mother began through love, you will continue through awakening. You are not just her child, you are the continuation of her vow. Every heartbeat now carries both her legacy and heaven's design. The sky shimmers above you, and for the first time, you see it, the same mark from your locket now reflected among the stars. It's no longer hidden. It's your sign, your birthright, your confirmation that the prophecy has completed its first circle. Type Amen to get blessing 666. As the first light of dawn rises, the lavender scent fades, and you realize she's leaving. But this time, it doesn't hurt. There's peace. She whispers one last line, gentle and eternal, now you know the truth. Live it boldly. The locket closes on its own, sealing not silence, but strength. You look toward the horizon, feeling both grounded and infinite. You understand now that your birth was not an accident, it was the beginning of a calling that the universe has waited generations to fulfill. Archangel Michael says, your mother's final message is complete. But her love never ends. Wherever you go, her light will move through you, speaking through kindness, guiding through intuition, protecting through presence. You were born of love, built for purpose, and destined for revelation.